Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone.
What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. How you guys doing tonight? We're back, baby. We're back. Hopefully, it's like a normal kind of night. It's been kind of super hectic for me because I'm doing some house projects and whatnot. That's neither here nor there because it is 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and you are here to draw with me. And tonight we are going to draw Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Actually, I started the drawing probably back in 2023, 2024, something like that. I was on a kick, a sketch. This was like the dawn of my sketch cover addiction, but I picked up a Dawn of DC primer. So there's a couple of pages of the new stuff. I'll show you in a minute here. But then the rest are just like character profiles. And I guess it was the primer for the new DC 52 or new DC or DC, I forget what it was. Anyway, the Dawn of DC, whatever, special edition. But that's what we're going to draw. But I'm going to show you a little preview that I've been working on. I did get page number 15 done. To Alpha Red, but I'm going to switch screens here real quick. Going to show you. Man, it's going to be too small. I'm going to show you anyway. This is the cover to Alpha Red number 9. It has begun. I'll show you real quick what we got going on with the actual page. I just scanned it in. So if you haven't been following me on social media, I've not been able to draw this week because I've been putting in some parking spaces in my backyard for the 2 older kids who park back there. And my wife didn't want them to be parking on the lawn, so she convinced me that we should rent an excavator, dig up our lawn, put down parking pavers, and that would be a better solution. So there we are. That's what I've been doing this past week. But I did manage to squeeze in page 15. Come on. That's looking pretty fire. Pretty fire. Let's see who's in the chat. We're going to say hi. Brother Ernest first to say, hey, James, and the Alpha Raiders. What's going on, Brother Ernest? That should be your brand name. Which should be my brand name? Primer? Is that what you're? I don't know it. Maybe you can enlighten me. Sometimes I get off on a tangent and I forget to look at the comments, and then I miss that you're commenting on stuff. Oh man, the DC Trinity. That's right, sir. Oh yeah. And so let me open up. This is the progress that we have made. Let me can I click right here? Yeah, let's click right here. These are pages of Alpha Red number 9. And I don't know if I was telling you that I was getting them colored as we moved along, as I go, because the wait for the colored pages was too brutal for me, and I didn't want to put that pressure on the colorist. So especially while I had the pages kind of in waiting, the biggest part was the funding for it. So I'm using the funding that I'm getting from things like the Whatnot with you guys. Thank you for supporting me on the Whatnot. But that was a successful first run. We'll go all the way to the back, and then we'll give another preview towards the end, or maybe even in the middle. Ernest says James and Alpha Raiders, the best in bluegrass and folk punk. Okay, if you say so, sir. If you say so. But yeah, I am. So the purpose of me just pulling out some of these older ones was like the one that Fong got from the Whatnot show. I have all these sketch covers that I started and never finished. And so as long as it looks okay, I want to bring it to life because I need more content or not content, products or inventory for the Whatnot show. And that seems to be an okay way to move some original art to raise money for future Alpha Red. So I found some of these old comics that I'm no longer collecting. This is the new reboot of Batman #1. I did a remark on that, and I'll do these for cheap, on the cheap, for the Whatnot show next month. Right now, I'm just gonna say that it's month to month, unless I have more product to offer. Otherwise, that's the remark up here. Batman up here is the remark, and I did up to I purchased up to issue #4, and then it wasn't anything new for me, even though I did like the Jorge Jimenez art. The story was just meh for me, and I decided that I would invest more in like the image stuff and the Rippaverse stuff. So decided to stop collecting with issue #4 of Batman, the reboot. But I don't want them sitting around going to waste, because there's somebody out there who's collecting stuff. And why not? Why not? Give it to them at a starting bid of $5. And if you guys wanted it, anybody who wanted an extra copy of it with a remark of my artwork on it could then have something to pick up. But we're gonna try again with the coloring, like coloring first, and then inking. Now I've already inked a lot of this Superman, so he gets the extra special treatment, where he gets the first. He gets normal, like colors like normal, the way that I used to do it, where I would ink everything and then go in and color. So, but for the rest of Batman and the rest of Wonder Woman, I will be doing it this style, the style where I do the coloring first and then go back and do the inks. I'll color over the pencils and then go back and ink, and let the colors do some of the work here. So anybody go see Supergirl as we color Superman, and then we can talk about the absolute Batman cartoon, the adult centric cartoon. You excited or you're not excited? Is it a good idea? Bad idea? You guys can chime in on either one of those. Anybody go see Supergirl? That's seems to be the talk of the internet, and the death of the old James Gunn DC universe is what people are claiming. Is that true, or are we going to make it true? Ernest, I know you're a Superman fan. Does Supergirl the movie have what it takes to part you with a couple of your hard-earned dollars? I don't know what's up with this light peach, but it's running out. And I should have started with her because she has a larger surface, and I hate going back and doing that. Brother Rod in the house. Hey, yo. Hey, yo to you, Brother Rod. Patrick Daniel in the house. Evening Alpha Raiders. Brother Ernest says, how do you like the Masters of the Universe? I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. I wish I liked it more. Maybe 6. It had me towards the end. Really liked it went super cheesy, and I wish like there was 2 in between for me, to be honest, if I'm going to be honest. So it was, well, that's a little darker than I thought I was working with a light walnut. Good thing I started where there's a shadow. So I really wanted to like it. The parts that I didn't like were really the Adam parts, like where he's just not so masculine. He doesn't feel like He-Man, even when he becomes He-Man. I did get the goosebumps when he's transforming, all that stuff. So it was very well done. I don't want to take away anything from the look of it and the what they were going for. They were definitely trying to honor the parts of the cartoon that we all were connected to. So in that way, I felt like they gave it an honest effort. I don't know if they're still saying that they're promising a sequel, but I mean, I hope so. I hope they hear some of the people who are saying, yeah, people are gonna like it, for what it is. But if you want it to have broader appeal, it really has to appeal to more people than just Masters of the Universe fans. And I'm glad that I went. Glad that I saw it in the theaters. We'll probably try to catch it again out of the theaters. But yeah, I really wanted to like it more than I actually did. Unfortunately. But my son liked it. I mean, I took him. Actually, one of my sons liked it, and the other one was on his phone the most of the time. So he didn't understand what was going on. He's not as dialed into the comic book stuff. He likes the comic books. He'll read the comics that I sit in front of him, but he's just not an enthusiast like my younger son. My younger son, as soon as I bring a comic home, he's like, "Can I read that yet?" I'm like, no, I got to read it first, so that if there's any bad things in it, I gotta censor it out. I use a big old Sharpie, and I take out all the bad stuff. So that's why some of my back issues or whatever, my collection is going to be no good for anybody. No bueno. Because I go right in and censor right in the thing. I mean, it's my comic. I want to share it with my son. He enjoys it, but we just don't have to expose him to all the not so great stuff. Brother Ernest says, "Did you see Supergirl?" I did not see Supergirl. I was I don't know. I have very little interest just because of how they present her in how they presented her at the end of Superman, and then like what I've seen from the clips, she's drinking a lot. Not that I don't drink. I have a couple of beers every now and again, but like drunk girl all the time, just not an appeal to me. Maybe if you give it a good review, I'll go. But you're saying you did not see Supergirl. Okay. I was tired of all the internet out there about it and what actors were saying online. Got it. So it's same for me. Like what I've been hearing about it doesn't make me any more interested in actually seeing it. So blah, blah, blah. We'll maybe catch it when it gets onto streaming or something like that. Brother Ernst says, I felt the same way about Masters of the Universe. It was not mind-blowing as people say it is. Like, I'm sure you wanted it to be good. Like, we all want it to be good, right? We want them to do it well. And I don't know if we can put into words what would have made it good. We just know that it was missing the, like, what I liked about the end was them like standing around laughing, like doing the over exaggerated, like ha 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 ha. That made me laugh. Just a lot of the stuff, that kind of stuff. I think that should have been played out throughout the whole thing. And I thought maybe there was more of that, and there was a little bit too much of the, like, where they blasted themselves out of the jail, and they're walking through that smoke, and then they start coughing. I was like, that completely took me out of it. Like, just let the cool thing be cool, you know? That was slightly disappointing to me. Why they didn't just let that kind of be cool. Be cool, man. Be cool. But yeah, it was, I didn't regret it. And I would have been mad at myself if I didn't see it in the theater to give it a chance. So no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. But yeah, so I am kind of trying to, as I adjust my strategies on how to fund Alpha Red, re-strategizing, rethinking how to present my art, open opportunities for myself so that if and when they see me, when people see me, they will give Alpha Red a chance, because there are opportunities with all the variant covers and things like that. But I'm hearing that because there's so much attention on the variant covers, that people are publishers are starting to get pickier on who gets to do these variant covers. So they don't want just a nobody like myself drawing a variant cover, because I'm a nobody. They still want a name or some kind of proof of fandom, proof of whatever, proof that people are drawn to my artwork so that it represents their characters well. That I might, so they're saying no to a guy like me with no industry experience. I might have to go out there and knock on some doors to see if I can get a foot in the door somewhere, so that my comic book shop, who wants to use me on a variant, a store variant, but Image and Marvel and DC said, they're saying that I don't have any experience, so I'm not a good candidate for a variant cover, even if it's a store exclusive. So I've got to now begin to overcome some of those objections. Let's see, how do they do her lips like bright red? So here, we can flip through this version of it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but it's Dawn of DC. It's the primer. came out in 2023 when they were doing, was it the New 52 or what was the other initiative called? They have a couple of pages of story, and then it says down here, down here, to be continued in Dawn of DC in 2023. So I don't know what these bullseye things are on their heads, but it is what it is. So they don't do her lips like bright red. So we'll see if we can't tone them down. Tone down her lips a little bit. Let's see if anybody's saying anything. Okay, no, this is... Yeah. So it was a good attempt. The Masters of the Universe movie. Not so bad. Not so bad. See if we can get the blue dot in there. No, it look super duper silly. So let's go. So yeah, let's talk about the Whatnot. What did you guys think of the Whatnot? Have you guys received your Whatnot? Whatever winning bids. I'm looking for like a pink. Do I have something that is pink adjacent? Let's do this kind of yellowish. So with Whatnot, they do, like, the shipping is so weird. That was another unknown for me. And as much as I asked my comic shop, and they told me as much as they could tell me in however way they could tell me, but it's really hard to describe the shipping process after you complete everything. And they're very stringent with how soon you get it out. You have 2 days, so you have to ship it within 2 days. So I put a little pressure. I just went ahead and did it that evening, which is not something that I was planning on doing, but it is what it is. I was open to doing that. Is this goldenrod? It is goldenrod. So, and then I don't pick. So it automatically picks the post office, which is fine by me. That's who I would use anyway. But for the one person, it insisted on priority mail. I had no choice in that. Didn't have choice in a lot of things. I did discover that you could edit some things, like the weight. And so the good thing is that they allowed you to combine products so that you can save on some shipping. So I'm trying to beat around the bush here with this so that her lips aren't like bright red, because I think they're moving away from the bright red kind of lipstick for Wonder Woman. Can't have people attracted to her or whatever, I guess. She looks a little floozy-ish. Maybe. So if you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. I don't know how or when it helps, but if you're watching it after the fact, maybe that'll help too. So I'm trying to be as mindful here with ellipsing. And if it doesn't look quite right, then I'll just make it red. Just beating around the bush because I just want to keep it true to like what is inside the comic here, which I don't know if it matters to many people. I got to keep going back to this light peach to see if I can squeeze out any juice. It's been a long time since I've refilled these markers, these flesh colored markers. I do have some refill for them. I just have not been refilling them. I have not been doing very many skin tone sketches, covers, etc., etc. But I am preparing for the Hershey Comic Con. That's July 10th, 11th, and 12th. I did not know that they were extending it to a 3-day show. I don't know how they can justify the 3-day show, but I agreed to be there. So I guess I'll take off of work on that Friday and just be there. I'll just be there. Just be there. All right. So let's do this again here. I might actually go get my colored pencils and see if I can't tone this down just a wee bit with, actually I do have some white, a white colored pencil. Let's pull that out, see if that can soften things. We shall soften it. We shall soften it down. So I think that is the next thing that I am preparing for is the Hershey Comic Con. And I was able to a refill on all the comics that I sold. I was almost all the way out of some of the issues 2 through 5, which I do not have a large print run for. So we'll just keep it at that for her flesh. On the fleshy. Let's see, where is that the cursor? All right, where is the? Okay. I was making sure that the little thing on the bottom of the screen that says sharing screen was not blocking some of this area on this page here. All right, let's pull out these markers. Let's do our pal Superman here. Get the blue in there. I should probably do the highlighter blue. Which of course I don't know where it is. I guess we're not doing highlighter blue. We're just going to do blue. And then maybe we'll just keep the edge of it white there. And if it is right here. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba. Wish I was a little bit more organized, but I can't seem to get it together, man. It's all right around here, but like I move it because I'm not currently using it, and then it kind of disappears. Oh, this is a pretty good blue. It's reacting pretty well to the paper here. You never know sometimes. It's very frustrating. Mike, who pops on here every now and again, asked me about whether or not the Transformers the movie sketch cover surface was any good to work with. And I didn't have any problems with it, but a buddy of mine was working with it, and he could not stop complaining about it. So I guess it depends on what medium you're typically working with. So I don't think I need this highlighter to do all of this here, but I'm kind of like a purist. Like, I don't want to not do it over the entire blue surface, because when I go back in with the other blue, I don't want it to be noticeable, be like streaky. If I need to go back in, change my mind on where I want the darker blues to be. But I'm sure it's not really going to matter. So, anybody go see Disclosure Day? Disclosure Day? Is it going to rock your faith as a Christian? I heard that that was such a nothing burger. When I was down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for a homeschool thing, one of the families that I met 2 years ago and who came back, and they were looking for me, and it was great catching up with them. The dad happens to be very much into, how do you even say it? Not conspiracies, but like the less spoken of parts of the Christian faith, the Nephilim and things like that, cryptids, and where it all fits in. They don't shy away from that kind of stuff. And he was talking about the government officials who chose a handful of mega church pastors to kind of prepare them for the disclosure of all the alien information that Trump released. And they were saying that was going to rock people's faith. And then he talked about Disclosure Day and the messaging on that, how they were going to challenge the faith of believers when they watched the movie, because they're going to present some questions that they don't think Christians have wrestled with when it comes to aliens. Because apparently one of the people who witnessed the aliens is a nun, and it rocks her faith or something. Who knows? But that's been a whole nothing burger from what I can tell. It's been mocked, even the narrative about challenging the faith of believers. I mean, me and Joe, my buddy from Pigeon Forge, it's like, I don't know. I can't believe anything anybody says. So until the aliens come walking into my house, I'll just choose not to believe what I'm being told. He thinks there's a lot of folly there. Lots of foolishness. Lots of foolishness. No? Nobody with a disclosure day? How about the absolute Batman news? Anyone want to discuss whether that's a good thing, bad thing? Good for comics, bad overall for making more rated R, prioritizing rated R cartoons for superheroes over some of the other stuff. I did stop watching the Warner Brothers, DC cartoon movies just because they had cursing in them, and I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not for censorship per se, but like cartoons, at least in America, are aimed at kids. That's what the perception is. And for Warner Brothers and DC to just kind of make adult cartoons just kind of misses an opportunity in my mind. Like, there's so many people who told me that they discovered X-Men because of the X-Men 97, of X-Men cartoon on Fox. And that was clean. It brought people in. And that's exactly what we need. We don't necessarily need adult themed stuff for everything. Mike says, I agree. I only believe my friend Bigfoot when he decides to come over for barbecue. Does he lift tractor trailers off of you, Mike? Because apparently that is one of the legendary feats that that Bigfoot can do. Did not know that. Did not know that that was a part of the lore. That he can lift crazy amounts of things. Like, he'll come out of the woods, save a person whose car spun out of control or something like that. Like, wow. That Bigfoot sure is more helpful than I knew. Apparently, maybe some speculate that they can either time travel or teleport. Are you down with that, Mike? And Mike, why does James Sullivan and Brian call you Bamf? Is that a nickname, Bamf? Or maybe I'm getting your name wrong and I keep calling you Michael and your name is Bamf. Bamf, like Nightcrawler. Are you Nightcrawler? Tell us, Mike. Are you Kurt Wagner? Are you Kurt Wagner? Brother Brian in the house. I could not get that whatnot to work. Could not add to chat. Really? Really? That's interesting, because usually, so I saw you come into the thing. So I like once you click on the live, Brian, it will let me know that Zebra Comics joined, and I think I said hi to you, but then I don't know what's up with the chat and stuff. Mike says he's strong but humbled, but a humble dude. Is that the lore? That is what I'm starting to hear. I thought he was just someone in the woods, someone in the woods, and just trying to live his life in the woods. And if you ran into him, you did not fare well. I just assumed he'd beat you up or or whatever, and steal your chickens. Mike says, just like Nightcrawler, bamf. Is there a reason for that, or maybe Nightcrawler is your favorite? Maybe Nightcrawler is your favorite. All I could do was join, huh? Maybe you do have to like sign all the way in. As far as, was it still prompting you to add your credit card information and mailing address information? I know that when I signed up for an account way back when, that it allowed me to. But when I went back this time to see if, just to kind of peek around and comment, because part of what I saw online was that it is a community. Like the people who show up to Whatnot, they kind of go from live stream to live stream. They run into each other. So it is a bit of a community. But it did continually ask me to update my payment information. And I didn't know if that had anything to do with, I just went ahead and did it because I knew that I wanted to, I have not yet purchased anything on Whatnot, but they do have some sweet deals, and I want to be ready. I want to be ready to bid. It was fun listening to the guys from my comic book store do it. Jeff over there, if you're on Whatnot, please follow my local comic store. It's called Funky Town Comics Vinyls. The name of the store is Funky Town Comics and Vinyls, but there's no "and" in their store, in their Whatnot thing. So I'm gonna make this maybe a highlight, kind of orange, to all the reds. All the reds. Ryan says, no, it kept wanting me to put in the code, but after I did that, it acted like it wanted to let me in, but it never got past wanting to verify it. Got it. Well, I'm not sure. They call you Bamf because I disappear frequently with my artwork. Classic. Consistency is not a strong suit yet. Plus, as you can tell by my avatar, I've been a big fan of X-Men since the mid-'80s. Yes. That is a great nickname for a guy who disappears. That is hilarious. So who assigned you that nickname? That is so, it's classic. I love it. Like the peer pressure, the positive peer pressure. That's what that is. Gets you to reconsider. Is this the one? I know I pulled out orange. That's a little bit darker. That's a little bit louder now. I cannot find that orange. But here we go. We're gonna go in with the red, and make Superman super. Yeah. So I am in like kind of fundraising mode already as I think through the strategies of how to fund Alpha Red number 9. Doing pretty well going to these homeschool shows. Very thankful to you guys who supported me on the Whatnot stream. That was so if you want the numbers, so total sales was $289. And then once they deliver, so they won't give me any of the money until it delivers. So that's why I asked earlier if Fung or Ernest, you received any of your pledges. Do you call them rewards? I'm going to treat them like rewards because that is I'm using it as kind of a fundraiser. So to me, that's a reward for you, and that's like a reward that I send out. But from that $289, I only get 252. I say only, but super thankful. Super thankful to be able to get that. I mean, that is roughly 3 pages of colors. So coloring and the lettering are the two things that I cannot do. The writing also. I don't want to take anything away from my man, Ray McKay, because he keeps it fun. So I pay my writer also. So not a whole lot, but I do pay him. Brother Ray's in the house. Look at that. Absolutely excited for number 9. I'm glad I didn't say anything bad about you, bro. No, couldn't say anything bad about Brother Ray. I've been considering selling some of my stuff on Whatnot, not to make money, but to make room for more. That is exactly why I'm going to take the comics that I've stopped collecting, that I've read. I enjoyed it, but it needs to leave my room so that I can buy more. So I did this remark, and when I put it up on Whatnot, I'm going to start the bid at $5, and so hopefully I can sell it for $5 at least, so I can make back that money and make room for more comics. See what I'm saying? Missing a whole bunch here. Mike says, "Oh, I'm very self-aware. I signed it myself." In the beginning, though, everyone just thought I was very arrogant, including Mr. Lee. Okay, Mr. Lee as in Mr. Jim Lee. Did you meet Jim Lee? Ernest says, "I've been told it's cheaper than eBay, but again, I haven't tried it yet." So yeah, I've heard people like telling me to go to eBay and try to sell my stuff there. I've never had really much luck over on eBay. Like I've put up original art and nobody buys it. I'll put up a bunch of stuff. I don't know that I've ever sold anything on eBay. Not that I didn't try. Brother Ray says, laugh out loud. I do my best to add the craziest ideas I can and help James out. Yes, and he does. In spades. Brother J. Scott in the house. What's up, James? Happy Sunday, everybody. But better late than never. Absolutely. And coloring, let's go. That's right. Brother Ray says, super excited, not only for number 9, but number 10 is something I've been looking forward to for years. That's right. Brother Ray, I split up Ray's story that he pitched to me for issue number 6. And I said, let's do like a larger sized issue. And I said, anything from like a 32 page to a 40 page. And of course, if you give a writer more pages, he's going to write more story. So he gave me a 40-page pitch, and I liked it so much, but I wanted to. It came to a conclusion too quickly for me because we had just introduced. We had just introduced the villain, and I didn't want the villain to come and go in one issue. So I was like, all right, we'll split it into 2. And then as I was finishing up the first half of it, that's why you'll see, if you go back to issue number 6, you'll see that it's only a 20-page comic as opposed to a 24-page comic like the rest are. Because I was gonna, that was kind of a savings in money. That was part of the strategy there. But it was also because we had just split the story in half. And but before I got done with issue number 6, I had another story in mind. And that turned into issue number 7, where I introduced Zed Keel and the Searcher. And then I started thinking about like turning that 40-pager that Ray gave me to turn it into like the whole arc for the next volume. Like writing for the trades, but not writing for the trades. You know what I'm saying? So that is what has evolved since Ray came aboard with issue number 6. And that was in 2024. So Ray has been faithful to be by my side for the past 2 years, more than 2 years. Ray was knocking on my door probably at the end of 2023. And I finally opened the door and gave him an opportunity at the beginning of 2024. So, Brother Ray, we need more Searcher. We sure do. We sure do. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But yeah, it did evolve. I think you guys really like issue number 9. Ray gave it some heart. I don't want to say too much now because I'm only on page 15. Just finished page 15 this morning. I was trying to finish it last night, but it was like 11:30. I've been working on the pavers for the parking spots all day. It was hot, and my wife had just come home. I made them dinner. All the things, guys. All the things. Let me see. I'm just going to make his hair the same blue as the dark blue. And then I'll go in with a dark blue. Bring in the shadows. Bringing in the shadows. Those would be the highlights. Looking forward to bringing in some of the inks on this, bringing in some of the gray markers. But I am enjoying how a Big Blue is turning out. Big Blue Boy Scout. Or is that Captain America? Am I misassigning the Blue Boy Scout? I believe that is Superman. Our main man right here. Soups. On the other side, we got, let's see, the dark tan, light tan, matte light tan. Let's go in. Let's go light tan. Let's go. The Ray says, I'm really excited that we're still getting to do the issue. Yeah, no, it was a great ending. And I am super excited. How far we've come. Indeed, you graduated college, my man. Graduated college. Congratulations to Ray McKay for graduating last week. Was it last week? Has it been a whole week already? A little more than a week since he crossed the stage. Since he crossed the graduation stage. So more contrast. That's what we need. More contrast there. Makes it pop. Makes it look more realistic, more dramatic with the lighting. But yeah, we So I was trying to tell somebody today, Ray. Maybe you can explain it. I know there was an announcement that you were an associate editor over at G-Man. So what does an associate editor do? What are you in charge of as an associate editor? Let's do. Do you kind of narrow down a pitch as someone pitches an idea to G-Man Comics? Do you think that they would be open to do a collaboration, Ray? Do you have any say in that? Can I do a short story for G-Man Comics? I am trying to get my name out there. If you missed it in the beginning, I was talking about like some missed opportunities because I don't have any actual street cred. I've not done any real work for Marvel or DC or even a bigger indie, an Image, IDW. I've not done any work for any of those notable names in publishing. So I'm trying to maybe get out there as an artist a little bit more as far as my name goes. All in service of Alpha Red, honestly. But the idea that I'm missing out on some opportunities to do variant covers because the larger companies are not familiar with my work, and it's not good enough to just look at Alpha Red stuff or any of this artwork and say, okay, you know, he's got some skills. We will green light the opportunity for this no-name guy to do a variant cover. Those opportunities are not there for me because I do not have the experience. So I want to rectify that. Yes, sir. All graduated. I got to go, but take care, y'all. Excited for what's next. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are excited for Brother Ray, for his opportunities that are coming up. He's still writing comics. I don't know what he's doing full time, as with many of us, we do comics as a passion, not quite for a living. So thank you, Ray, for hanging out, and we shall talk to you soon. I do have some things to discuss with Ray. I do. Ray is a really good collaborator, and I really enjoy how we work together. Mostly because he doesn't complain too much. He does have pushback, and he does ask for changes after I've changed some of his story. But I mean, the buck stops with me, and I'm thankful that he is respectful of that and doesn't take it too personal. I understand that it's his story, but I have the ultimate vision for the character and the tone and all that stuff. But Ray's super duper about taking one for the team. Taking one for the team. I don't want this to be too bright. All right, that's good. It's good. Just right. Just right. Let me see if I missed any. Did I miss any? I did not. All right. right, let's move on. I know it's getting late. Spent too much time on the big blue Boy Scout. All right, we'll go. We're not going to waste our time with anything lighter than a 50% cool gray. And if we do, we're just going to drop some white in there when it's said and done. But right now, we're going to keep it all this 50% gray, cool gray. I was considering buying some warm gray markers, but really, I just don't know how to use them because it has a different tone to it. Definitely has a like an orangey. That's what makes it warm. Is that it has like kind of an orangey brownish to it, where this has kind of a bluish tint to it. And that is what I have been used to. That's what I prefer. I've seen Ken Lashley use the two different kind of gray markers. And he does an amazing job. Especially when he keeps his commissions like black and white, but he'll still give you like cool gray markers and warm gray markers, and it almost looks like it's colored the way he uses them. That's why he's a pro. Knocking it out of the park. Super nice guy too. If you've ever met Ken Lashley, big smile. He's got this big smile. He's got like a smile, and like just like a normal guy smile. Like you put a camera on him, and you get the smile that you see all the time, which is like, I don't know. It's funny to me that people have like a camera smile, and it comes out really nice. You know, his camera smile. He looks very happy, very happy. Oh, I almost missed that I kept the cowl open there for that symbol. I might have to pull out that 30% cool gray. Saved myself right there. I can add a little bit of color. To that there, right there. Brother Benny in the house. That cover is looking great. I appreciate that. I appreciate that encouragement, sir. This is something I started way back in 2023. It's been sitting here, and I really, after the interactions and the sales that I made at the free comic book day event at my comic book store, I recognized then that people really responded well to the colored versions of everything, of the sketch covers, and nobody really responded at all to the black and white ones. I mean, they paused, but I sold none that were in black and white. So guess what? They're all going to be colored from now on, which does make it a little bit more expensive, because I do have to then eventually buy the replacement for these markers. Right now they're doing pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. that's going to be black. Should I go right in? Nope. I'm going to do 70%. Or use 70%. Just finish up Batman, I think. I've been on my feet, getting ready and all the things since earlier. And I'm just not used to standing as much anymore. I used to stand for work because they said that sitting is the new smoking. I don't know if you heard that term, that saying, because you're sitting so much that it's that bad for your health. So I bought into it, and I bought this standing desk, honestly, because of that. And I started standing. But because I did that, I could barely walk. My feet and my legs ballooned up. And I was like, my wife was like, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about your feet and your legs all ballooned up like that. And I said, well, I don't really have a choice. It's either my feet and legs balloon up or my rear end. But it really was the lack of ability to walk that really brought me to my senses. I came back last year from a mission trip to Honduras, and my wife was like, your feet look so much better. I was like, yeah, just kind of, I walked around, while I was down there. And, I wasn't standing very much, walking or sitting or sleeping. And that is what got me back to sitting. Now, I do feel like my rear end is getting bigger again, but do more walking. So my feet, all that to say that we're ending the stream after I get Mr. Batman here all colored in. Get them all colored in. Got to see where I put the inks here. Where? Because I do want the shadow to cast from over here. So I want the same light source for all three of them, even though there is a montage. I do want the same direction, as if they have three different cameras on them, but they're all kind of in the same area. I mean, these two could kind of be in the same place, but she's definitely not floating ethereally somewhere in the vast yonders. In the vast yonders. Capes and cowls. All right, let's go in with the inks. I think we'll just go the big, thick, broad guy. Really kind of, let me see, do like behind the ear here, behind the jowl. Let's define these guys are not as juicy as they used to be. Let's try a different one here. Hopefully the juices flow here. It's all right. Definitely does. It feels a little bit different as far as the surface of the paper goes. So it does feel a little bit on the thirsty side, this paper. Need more contrast. Need more contrast. Jay Scott says, yes, moving is life, my brother. Yes, indeed. Indeed, indeed. So it is. I wish I didn't have to sit so much. I wish I didn't. But my job requires me to sit. And then my hobby really almost requires me to sit. Doesn't require, but the option is to stand like this. And it does feel like it's taking a toll on my feet. Does. Where's the big old fat black marker? Fatty. Get that contrast in there. Just gonna choose. Choose the spot blacks wisely. Choose them wisely. Good. Let's see if we can't go in here and choose wisely. Let some of that live out there. Some of the gray tones. Let those live out there. Jim Lee makes this look so easy. There's lots of decisions that have to be made here. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, for sure. For sure. Get those darker shadows in there. Contrast. Makes things pop. Making it pop. All right, guys. I think that is going to do it. I'm going to tinker with this a little bit after we get off the stream. But you can probably expect that I will post it on my socials, my smoshals, sometime in the next day or so. Let me see if there are any other things that I missed. Otherwise, my Alpha Raiders, I thank you for hanging out on a Sunday. This poster is still available. I think I can still get it to you by this weekend. It was my semi-quincentennial poster for Alpha Red. It says "God Bless America" on the bottom. But if you desire that, head on over to jamesq.net. It's in my Etsy store, or just message me. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out on this awesome Sunday. Until next time, grace and peace. We out.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.